Hello, friends. Welcome to Level Up with Debbie Neal. I am your host. There is nowhere I would rather be than right here, right now with you. This podcast is all about leveling up in all aspects of our lives. Thank you for being here. I am so grateful. I'm excited to be on this journey with you. Together, we are leveling up. You ready? Hello, my Level Up family. You guys, I am so excited to talk about today's podcast topic. And so this is what the whole topic is around, okay? If you have a problem that can be solved with action, then you don't have a problem. Like, I want that to think in. I want you to think about it, because isn't it sometimes so easy to complain? Like, sometimes it's really easy to focus on the problem. Like, we get this victim mentality. This is happening to us, which I want to remind you, things happen for you. They don't happen to you. So there are people in this world that have real problems, true problems. And like, so often if people are like, oh my God, I have such big problems. And like, oh, let's put all of our problems in a bucket. And then you hear other people, you're like, oh, wait, let me get in that bucket. Let me take my problems back, because my problems really aren't so bad. We make them seem much worse than we are. And so the reality is, in life, is that 99% of the things that people complain about, they have the power to change, and they choose not to. So I want you to think about that. If there's a problem that you have that action can solve, you don't have a problem. Maybe you're just lazy. So I want you to think about that. I want you to think about the most common problems that people talk about in the network marketing profession. Now, keep this in mind, okay? There are not any serious problems in this industry, but I don't care what you do, what job you have, what title you have, you could be outside of the network marketing profession. Every profession has something that people complain about, right? Every single thing in life is an exchange. If you want this, right, you might be giving up that. So for me, I'm not a corporate girl. Some people absolutely love corporate America. I'm not knocking that. You might not love what I do for a living, right? So I'm not a corporate girl. I did that, and it just wasn't my thing. So sometimes you need to do something to realize what you want, what you don't want. And so like when I look back on my corporate experience, I'm so grateful for the experience. I'm so grateful for the lessons. I'm so grateful for the growth. I'm so grateful for seeing firsthand what I didn't want to do. Like, I didn't want to commute. I didn't want to be told what I was worth. I didn't want to not have flexibility in my life. I didn't want to compete for promotions. I had a choice. I could complain about what I was going through in my corporate job, or I could take action. So maybe working corporate seemed like a problem at the time, but I took action. So now, like, let's just pivot over, because I got a little bit sidetracked, and talk about the topic at hand. And so I want to talk about most common problems, I want to put them in parentheses, that people complain about in the network marketing profession. These problems can all be solved with action. Like, that should get you really, really excited. Like, when people say, I'm stuck, no, you're not. Like, you're not cemented into the ground. Like, you're not. Action inspires movement, right? So the best part of this industry, the network marketing profession, outside of, having earnings potential and all of these things, is the person that you become. You have the ability to develop yourself into the leader you were born to be, to push yourself, to challenge yourself, to stretch yourself, to get outside of your comfort zone. On your journey, you will encounter things. They aren't problems. They are opportunities to learn, opportunities to look within. Success is not going to fall in your lap, right? Especially in this profession. This is not a job that you're going to clock in and out to. This is more than the company that you represent. It's about you. It's about you becoming the leader that you are capable of becoming. And action just evokes that next level of you. So after building this business for 18 years, here are some of the problems that people think are problems, okay? And so we're going to touch on the problem and then talk about how action can literally solve it. literally solve it. Okay. So I have a few things jotted down. They're not numbered. So I have no idea. I just jotted the things down. Okay. So here's one. I don't feel confident in doing a presentation. So some people think that's a problem. So let's talk about action. Why don't you feel confident in doing a presentation? This business, this industry, it's not just gonna be like, poof, I'm good at it. Sometimes people saw my end result and they were like, oh, maybe Debbie was just good at it. No, I started my business. I didn't know anything about giving a presentation in this industry. I practiced over and over and over and over again. I stood in front of a mirror for hours a day. I lined up my children. I lined up pillows. I would record myself. I would watch myself. I'd videotape. I'd also do we used to have these dial-in conferencecall.com. I was the only one online. And I'd be like, my name is Debbie Neal. And I would go through, my company and my products and my opportunity and why me, why now, why join me. And so if one of your problems that you feel you have in your business is that I don't feel confident doing a presentation, and maybe you're becoming a victim of that problem. So maybe you have somebody above you that's also not good. So it's like, yeah, my upline's not good. Well, that's not a problem. You can be the difference that you wish to see, right? Or you could be using your problem as an excuse. When you take ownership in that piece of your business, and if you don't feel confident doing a presentation, then I suggest that you take massive action and you fill up your calendar. Don't wait for perfection. You're not going to wake up one day and all of a sudden be good at presentations. You have to be bad to be good. You have to be good to be great. You have to be great to be awesome. So take that action. Schedule the presentations. Practice in front of a mirror. Do whatever you need to do till you feel confident. Confident is a feeling. It's not a result. It's a feeling. And so I felt confident before I had the results, but I just kept doing it and I kept doing it. I just kept putting one foot in front of the other. And I'm a very passionate speaker. Like when I feel something, I'm so passionate about it. So one of the things I would notice when I record myself and I'd watch myself back, I was like, you look like you're yelling at the audience, because I was so into it. And I was like, you have to learn to smile. You have to learn to, kind of chill just a little bit. So again, that's how you take bold action. If you don't feel confident doing a presentation and you're not taking action, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change till you do something different, till you take the actions. It's not up to your upline. It's not up to somebody in your organization. Nobody's just going to knock on your door and say, hey, I heard you were building this business. I really want to join you. I've been building my business for 18 years. That's happened maybe twice. So if I was waiting for that, it would be a long time. Okay. Another one that people think is a problem. I'm really unsure of my vision. Well, what is your vision? What do you want your life to look like? You ever just sit there and journal? These are action steps. What do you want your life to look like? What kind of home do you want to live in? How do you want to spend your days? Where do you want a vacation? Do you want a vacation? What do you want a team that looks like? What type of people do you want on your team? What do you want to create together? Where do you want to take yourself? What level in your company? What's your level of income? Journal till you're like, wow, this is what I want. Do you have children? What kind of life do you want to provide for your children? Do you have a significant other? What's the life that you want to provide for your significant other? Get really clear on what you want, because until you know what you want, you don't even know the action steps. So some people wait till they have the vision to take the action. You need to take some action to create the vision. And that starts with journaling. It starts with reading. It starts with declaring. It starts with movement, right? You want to be really sure of your vision, because until you're sure of your vision, there's a lot of different things in your business that are not going to move forward, because leaders share their vision boldly and often. So if you're not sure when you're going to the next level in your business, how are people going to join you? They're not just joining your company. They're not just joining you because the products are great. They're joining you because you're casting a vision of what you're creating, when you're creating it. People are joining you. So if one of your problems is that you're unsure of your vision, it's time to take bold action, because until you know where you're going, nobody is going to join you. Until you know where you're going, you don't even know the actions to take, right? So get really clear. Take that action steps and get really clear on your vision. Another thing that people think is a problem: I'm not growing. Well, you guys, the way we grow, number one, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So if you're not growing, you want to be one, creating that activity, but at the same time, reading, journaling, listening to podcasts, which obviously you do, right? You're listening to this podcast. So you want to be growing in your mind, in your body, in your faith. You want to be growing in your activity. But if we just sit still, and even let's say maybe you're listening to the books and you're reading the books and you're listening to the podcast and you're going to the trainings, you're like, wow, I'm still not growing. It's because this podcast is only as valuable as the actions you take after it, right? Every single thing that you listen to, it should be immediately, what's the action step? Like, all right, I listened to Level Up with Debbie Neal. These are the notes I got. What am I going to do today to grow myself, to grow my business? How can I take what I learned? Because knowledge without action is literally like, I don't even know what that is. It's just not much. I mean, I guess you're kind of like growing your mind a little bit, but that's not much. So the way we grow, every day, do something to grow your business. Every day, be reaching out to share your business. Every day, be reaching out to share your products. Every day, be asking someone to join you. Every day, take a bold step in your leadership. Every day, commit to growing your influence. But the way we grow is that we move. We are human beings and we're always in motion. We're either moving forward or we're moving backward, but we're always in motion. So if a problem that you feel is I'm not growing, you're not growing because you're choosing to stay where you are. And maybe you have some underlying belief. Maybe you're afraid to declare a goal. Maybe you've declared a goal and you've missed it before. Maybe you were once at a management level and you're not there anymore. Okay. But let's have a real hard truth. Like, what can you learn from that? Because you and I both know it didn't happen overnight. Whether it was you stopped enrolling, whether you stopped leading, whether you stopped having conversations with that fire and that passion. And then all of a sudden your team that you had that was so on fire weren't anymore because their leader wasn't on fire. So whatever that underlying belief is that's keeping you from not growing, peel away the onion. Figure out what it is and take bold action, because you can grow starting right now. Right now, you can grow by taking, momentum is not just waking up one day and setting yourself on fire. Momentum is doing those consistent actions compounded over time. Okay. Another problem that people mention is no one wants to join me. Well, I'm going to give you something here. First of all, I get a lot of rejection too. Rejection is just part of the business. So you have to understand that. But there are people today that, like, when I look at my company, the products are great and the opportunity is amazing. It's not for everyone. So some people are a no, some people are a not now. But then I want to be really honest. Some people just don't want to join you. They don't want to join you. They're not just joining a company and they're not just buying products. They're buying from you. How do you represent yourself? How do you speak? Do you speak with conviction? Do you speak with passion? Do you speak with vision? Do you have amazing energy? Are you positive? Are you abundant? Are you clear? Are you just somebody that people are excited to be around? Those are the things I want to ask you, because if a problem that you have is nobody wants to join me, you can take bold actions today to become the person that people would want to join. So again, no one wants to join me isn't a problem that action can solve. Maybe it's the way you show up. Maybe it's the way you share. Maybe you're sharing about your company with an invisible question mark at the end versus an exclamation point. Maybe you're sharing the products in the business, but you're not being bold and say, do this with me. I want you on my team. I thought of you because you're amazing and you're driven and you're smart and you light up a room when you walk in. Say yes to me. I am taking my business to the top of this company and I'd love to build this with you. So many times people give information, but they're leaving out that inspiration piece. People are not looking for information. They're looking to be inspired to do more, to do something different. So if one of your problems that nobody wants to join me, I want to be really true and honest. People are joining this profession every day. Hundreds of thousands of people. Okay. So why aren't they joining you? Are you looking for an excuse, or are you looking to take bold action to become the person that people would want to join? You have to, when you start a business in the network marketing profession, it's not about just starting a business. It's about committing to becoming who you are meant to be in this world. You must change. You must evolve. The person I am today is not the person yet that's going to achieve the goals that I want to achieve in the next year. I've got to grow. I've got to expand. It's just part of it. Okay. Another problem, I am not confident. Well, everybody starts off. That's why we say don't compare. My level when I started, although I never built a network marketing business, I did have a good corporate job. I was an athlete. I was a trainer. I did have a strong mindset. And I was a confident person overall. So I still had a lot to learn. So somebody else may start and they're just not a confident person. That's why you can't, compare the results, because we're starting at two different starting points. But you do have the ability to take action to be confident. Action breeds confidence. Okay. So the more you use your products, you're going to become confident in talking about them. The more you're in activity, the more you're going to feel confident about your skills. The more you share your opportunity with vision, the more you're going to become confident in what you're sharing. The more you grow, the more you're going to feel confident in your level of leadership. So I'm not confident today is not a problem that you can solve with action. Every single day, you can take a step to build that confidence and become the leader that you were meant to be. When you think of a successful brand that sells online, like Skims, Bombas socks, Gymshark, you think of their amazing product or their social media. But what is often overlooked is the business behind that business that makes selling for customers online simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify because it is home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Bombas uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/levelup, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/levelup to upgrade your selling today. So another one is I feel unworthy. Well, that's not a problem. That's a situation, okay? And I'm going to tell you this, in my 18 years of building this business, there were a few times that I thought, I don't know if unworthy would be the right word, but I knew that I wasn't taking the action required that was really in alignment with maybe some goals that I had set. So when we're feeling unworthy in our business, a lot of the times it's because we know deep down we're not doing what we should be doing to create the result that we want. So again, action breeds confidence. So the more you're in activity, the more you're sharing, the more you're doing, the more you're scheduling, the more you're selling, you're not going to feel unworthy because you're going to know that, you know what, I'm really proud of myself. I'm taking steps every day to move myself forward, to move my business forward. I am worthy. I am capable. I am taking action. And that unworthiness goes away when you feel productive. We feel unworthy when we're not productive, and we know darn well that we let the business get in our head and we were thinking about it all day and we didn't do anything. And then that problem escalates because you're going to feel more unworthy and more unworthy and more unworthy when you could literally unravel that entire situation by doing what you know that it takes. And then you're just going to be happy. Like, I love when I'm in activity. I love when I'm working with new people. I love when I'm in a living room launching someone or doing a presentation. Regardless of the result, I feel amazing and worthy. I don't have activity on my calendar. Well, that's not a darn problem. Go create activity. Again, whatever we speak about, we're giving life to. Like, I don't have activity on my calendar. That's not a problem. You have 100% responsibility. You can change that tomorrow. Schedule activity. Invite 4 people over your house to, sample your products, get together. You could literally create activity in 24 hours, but it requires action. You have to look at it and be like, you know what? This is my minimum activity a week. This is not just a hobby for me. This is a profession to me. We have to realize a lot of people take a look at this industry and they see the earnings average. You could all go to the earnings statement for whatever company you're with. And I did that, but I also saw the earning potential. I saw the earning potential, and the earning potential was really incredible. It really is incredible in this industry. But I was like, well, if I want to earn this, I can't treat it like a hobby. I mean, the greatest thing about this industry is it could be as little or as big as you want it to be, but you can't treat it like a hobby and expect this type of a result, right? And so it's the same thing with activity. When people are like, well, I did one thing this week. Do you know a high paying corporate job that you do one thing and you're even expecting to make any sort of an income? So again, I don't have activity on the calendar. You have that ability to take action and say, I'm going to change that right now. I'm going to be the difference I wish to see, because the actions I take, I could be meeting my next ace tomorrow. I could, meet my next amazing client tomorrow that's going to fall in love with the products. Maybe they want to join right away. Maybe they don't, but they're just going to be so obsessed with the products. They're going to be a product user for life. Take that bold action. Another problem that people talk about is my friends and family don't take me seriously. That's not a problem. That's feedback. If your friends and your family don't take you seriously, part of that could be that you're not really taking yourself seriously, right? Like, here's the thing. Even from day one, not everybody joined me. They didn't. But I was so convicted in my decision. I was not taking a survey. I was sharing my vision, and I shared my vision boldly and often. And they took me seriously. Even if they didn't want to join me, whatever. My family took me seriously because I prioritized my business. It was not like, oh, we had a call every Sunday night. It wasn't like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to get on it tonight. We're going to have family game night. No. Every Sunday night at 9:00, my family knew, they respected my business because they're like, oh, mom has a call this night, or mom has a launch this night. Like, we had a family calendar and I put my stuff down and they knew what I was building. My family also took me seriously because I treat it like a business and not a hobby. So I started making money. When we take action and we fill our calendar and we ask and we live in a state of excellence and we create these high standards, my family and my friends took me very seriously. Now, if you're doing those things and they don't, I'm certainly not a counselor, but you might want to rethink your friends and you might want to have a serious conversation with your family, because here's a piece of advice I want to give you. We cannot control the reactions of other people, but we can control how we let it affect us and what our standards are and what are, like, it's unacceptable for me. If a friend is not going to take me seriously or not be nice about my business, I don't mean to be mean. They're not my friend. Okay. One of these misconceptions that I've heard back in the day when I started, so network marketing, you could lose friends. And I guess they would say that because you're like talking to your friends and your family and you're looking to sell your product and you're looking for them to possibly join your team. I have found the opposite. Network marketing has showed me who my friends are. Because let me tell you something. If you're my friend and you own a restaurant, and you're my friend and you are a doctor, and you're my friend and you own a restaurant, I'm going to ask you how business is. I'm going to support you any single way that I can. That's my definition of a friendship. So if people are freaked out because you're really excited about your products and you're sharing them and you've offered them an opportunity that may or may not be for them, and that freaks them out, I don't want to be mean. Those are not my people. They're just not my people. Okay. So another problem, I don't have a team. People talk about, I don't have a team. Well, again, it's so many things. Are you asking? Are you asking boldly? Are you in enough activity to meet the people? You're not going to find a team sitting in your living room. You're not going to find a team being in and being out. You're not going to find a team if you're not practicing excellence. You're not going to find a team if you're not taking action. So it's not a problem that action cannot solve. The way you find a team is to fill up your calendar. The way, and get in the networks of other people, asking friends to host, sitting down. When I first started, I was like, I want to share this with everyone, whether it's for you or not, please listen, come with an open mind. So this problem, I don't have a team, is solved through the action of asking, through the action of activity, through the action of having people sample your products, through the action of sending people like videos of, an opportunity call for your company, for scheduling a follow-up call, for asking people to join you, for letting people know why they'd be amazing at this business, to making a decision that I'm enrolling a team. Have you made that decision? Have you declared I'm enrolling a team? Have you spoken life over that piece of your business? I'm attracting a team into my life and into my business. I'm going to become the person that people want to join. I'm going to become the person that people want to follow. Again, it's this whole action piece of becoming, and we're becoming through the action of building the skills, but also becoming in that mindset. Like, of course, I'm going to find a team. I'm leading. I'm building. I'm abundant. So I don't have a team can be solved with action, but it's not going to be solved thinking about it. It's action. Another problem that people talk about in this space is I'm not earning enough money. You guys, I fell in love with the earning potential of this industry and in my company. And I saw that there was like, I could earn whatever I wanted because I could sell as much product. I could enroll as many people. I can build and help coach as many leaders. So if you feel like you're not earning enough money, take action. You know what I loved so much about this industry versus corporate America? And I've shared my story many times. So I once got promoted to the director of training, and I thought I was going to get this massive raise. And it was like a 10% raise. And I was like, I don't even get this. Who shot John? Like, why would I get a 10% raise? Like, I feel like I'm worth so much more than this. And then my boss came back to me and said, I'll give you an extra 2%. So it was 12%. And I know that's probably on a good percentage, but it was a ton more responsibility. And I was like, I am worth more than this. And he's like, Deb, I think you're worth $1 million, but I can't pay you what you're worth. I can only pay you what the position's worth. And that was a very like aha moment for me. Because I was like, then I don't want to do this. I want to find a profession that I can get paid for my worth. I want a merit-based business. So in this industry, you can just work harder. You can add more to your calendar. You can share the products with more people. You can enroll more people. You can, become a better leader so you could develop more leaders, because that's the ultimate vision and goal of leveraging your time. So if I'm not earning enough money, are you working hard enough? Are you willing to grind? Are you putting in the grit? Are you putting in the extra hours? Are you putting in the extra effort? Are you willing to outwork everyone? Are you taking action? Are you complaining about this is what I say to people if they say, I didn't make enough. I was like, really? Well, you earned it. You earned it, because that income is based on your effort. So what actions are you going to take differently to earn more money? So another problem that people talk about is my team isn't earning their bonuses. Like they're not shooting for excellence. Are you? Are you? Because we need to go first, right? So again, all you can do to take the action is to be the difference you wish to see. Be the person that always earns their bonuses. Be the person that always earns incentives. Be the person that always earns the trips, because you can't coach to excellence till you take the action to example excellence. So everything starts with us. Our team is not going to do what we once did. They're doing what we're currently doing. Like, is it okay for you for your name not to be on that leaderboard? Is it okay for you to not walk that stage? Is it okay for you to not, we justified, we don't need that extra money. It's more than that. You're setting the tone, you're setting the example, you're setting the bar. So if your team isn't earning bonuses, you take that massive actions and earn it and earn it and earn it and earn it. So you have the conversations, the energy, and the example to attract people into your business that will, and also inspire your existing team so they know the new standard of excellence. Okay. Another thing is I enroll people and they fizzle out. Well, number one, that's always going to happen. Okay. I've enrolled people and I'm like, dude, where'd you go? Okay. And that's always going to happen. However, if it's happening all the time and you say, what am I focusing on? Because I want to tell you something. Enrolling is one skill set. Helping them get into activity is another skill set. Helping them promote is another skill set. Helping them enroll leaders and promote them is another skill set. So sometimes people are focusing on the wrong thing. They're like, oh, I've enrolled 5 people. But then after they enroll them, they're not really giving them the guidance, the coaching, the goals, the urgency, the vision, the picture, all of this stuff. Like when you're enrolling people, how big are you casting the vision? Are you asking what they want out of this business? Are you telling them exactly what it takes to build this business? Are you getting them into activity right away? You have to remember, in this industry, I'm a professional network marketer, so I build networks. So if I'm enrolling you into my business, which by the way, I say this all the time, but I am always looking to enroll and work with new leaders in my business. So it's sometimes people are like, oh, are you still working your business? Yes, every single day. This podcast you're listening to is a labor of love. I do this because I love it. I love our industry. I love developing leaders. And part of my purpose is to help other people tap into their God-given potential to live the life they were born to lead. And this is just one more way for me to do it. But my profession is I am a network marketer. Okay. And I'm a top leader. And you could always, if you're looking to start in this business, find me. Okay. But when I bring somebody into this business, the first thing I'm saying is, what do you want to create in 3 months? What do you want to create in 6 months? This is what we're going to do. And if I'm bringing you into this business, I immediately want to help you schedule activity so I can help you get into your network. I want to help you share this. I want to help you sell the products, cast the vision, talk about the business. If I'm, the longer it takes me to get you into activity, or the longer it takes me to coach you to make money, you're going to have constant attrition in your business. So you want to decide, like, if you're enrolling people and they're constantly fizzling out, what can you do different, right? Start by having goals, be obsessed with your goals. Because if you don't have a goal of what you're creating, it's kind of like, oh, people come in, people come out. I'm floating in, la, 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 la. But if you have a number goal, if you have a promotion goal, in this industry, we rise by lifting others. So the more people you help become successful, the more successful you will be. And people are not going to fizzle out continuously. If you're like, let's go, we're going, we're moving, we're creating this, we're doing this. You're creating a movement. When you know where you're going, you create a movement. And when you don't know where you're going, people have no place to move. So they do have more of a tendency to fizzle out. Also, when you look at that problem, what type of people are you bringing into your business, right? And again, I'll enroll everybody in my business. But if you're having that constant thing of maybe people that are just like, they really need it, maybe this can save them, maybe this is the answer, but they don't really have a good work ethic. They're kind of lazy. They're really unmotivated. How you do anything is how you do everything. Now, when I started my business, I needed it. But I was also willing to work to create it. So you want to think of, if you think of like bringing people in, and there's a scale of 1 to 10, okay? If you're going to be bringing in people that are a 3, they're not even going to have the influence to share the products or share the business. So they're eventually going to fizzle out. So the more you become, a bigger leader, you're going to continuously meet new people that are going to be vibing on your same energy level. So you'll decrease the amount of people that fizzle out also. Okay. Another problem that people talk about is my leader quit. I guess, your upline. First of all, I'm going to tell you this from experience. Leaders don't quit. Okay. And so if your upline person quit, that's not a problem. In this industry, you have to be 18 years old or older to join. You're equipped. You've got enough. Stop using that as an excuse to play small. Stop using that as an excuse to not go all in. That's not a problem. That is you making their decision your problem. In my 18 years, people have quit my business. The person who brought me in eventually quit the business. It wasn't a fit for her. She went to do something else. And guess what? I'm so grateful that she was in this business long enough to share it with me. I have people that have been in my business and they've quit. It's part of the business. And let me tell you something. When my upline quit, I didn't use that as an excuse to curl up in a ball. I didn't feel like I was a victim. I was like, wow, that's unfortunate, but she just created more space for me. Instead of me looking up, let me look within and expand. So if that's a problem you're experiencing, I am calling on your greatness. Your leader didn't quit. Your team is waiting for you to show up as their leader. Okay. That's what's happening. So again, same thing. Another thing people talk about is my team quit. They're always going to quit. There's 2 things that I can guarantee you in this business are always going to happen. You're going to have attrition and you're going to have promotion. So people are going to quit. But let me tell you something. The best advice I could give you is to keep going, keep building, because there are people that have quit my business and they've come back. But there's also people that have quit my business and they've never come back. And I'm so grateful for whatever it is. Maybe they left me with a lesson. Maybe they left me with a team, but like, people quit. It's fine. Like, it's fine. It's not a problem. It's part of the business. And let me tell you something. You only really feel it when you didn't have that much outside of them. Because, one time people asked me, what's the hardest thing about what you do? I did a call and I thought, what's the hardest thing about what you do? I'm like, wow, I don't think what I do is hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's like, I share products, I share the business. I share the products, I share the business. I become a leader, I develop myself, I develop other leaders. Oh, I keep the same, people like when something's not working, like, oh, let me find a new solution. Let me find a new this. Let me find a new system. No, it's just stop. Keep doing the same thing. Fall in love with monotony. I don't know how I got on this topic, but they asked me what the hardest thing about this business is. And I was like, I don't really think this business is hard. But I think the hardest part about this business is when you love someone and you've developed a relationship with someone and they quit for whatever reason. Maybe they lost belief in themselves. Maybe it wasn't a fit anymore. Who knows? But like, I was like, oh, I just lost a little piece of my heart because things are never exactly the same, right? You worked together. So if my team quit is a problem, go build a new team and let that be a lesson. This is not a I'm building and then I ride. I'm building and then I ride. We're always building a team. And when you're always building a team, you kind of have just much more of an abundant mindset, right? So one of the things that people can think is a problem, I'm still in the same place as last year. Are you? Are you in the same place as last year? Like, are you? And if you are, chances are you've decreased a little bit because I just went over this. We're always in motion. We're either growing, we're either moving forward or we're moving backwards. So if you are in the same place as last year, I'm going to ask you this. What actions are you taking? Because you can change that right now by taking action. What store are you sitting in? What limiting belief are you sitting in? What is holding you back from taking the action that it takes to take yourself and your business to the next level? Time is going to pass anyway. Didn't a year go by really, really quick? Okay. So always remember this. What we focus on expands. If we focus on a problem, that problem is going to grow. If we focus on the problems, we're going to attract more of those type of situations into our business and into our life. With any situation, we must realize as leaders, we're not only part of the solution, we're always the biggest part of the problem. Our action has the ability to work right through the problems. And I want you to think about this and trust me that I say it to myself many times. If you have a problem that you can solve with action, you don't have a problem. Maybe you're just lazy. And when I say that to myself, I'm like, wow, I just took myself out to the woodshed. Maybe you don't truly want it. Maybe you like the idea of it, but you aren't willing to do what it takes. And that really hits you when you say those things. It hits me when I say it. It's a come to Jesus moment. We say things all the time like, I want to be successful. I want to grow. I want to make more money. I want to become a better leader. I want to get in shape. Do you? Do you? Because if you truly did, it's time to take the bold, courageous actions right now that it requires. Success is a journey, my friends. Success does not come wrapped in a bow. It has valleys. It has growth. It takes commitment. It takes discipline. It takes the right mindset and action, bold action, unwavering faith. So I'm asking you to turn your complaints and your problems into commitments, your problems into solutions. So example, my team isn't an activity, be in the most activity. I don't know how to deliver my opportunity with confidence. Practice over and over for as long as it takes. My team isn't driven. Be driven. Get focused. My vision isn't clear. Get crystal clear. My belief wavers. Friends, get rock solid in your belief. We operate at our belief level. When our belief is strong enough, it becomes a knowing. When it's a knowing, we take the actions required because we know that it's already ours. The power is in your hand. It's in your mind. It's in your actions. And this is the time for action. Anything and everything is created with activity and action, and time is going to pass anyway. Where will your action take you by the end of the year? I believe in you, and I'm calling on your greatness.